Tom Hanks. The name alone brings warm memories of Hollywood's most beloved actor. But behind that familiar smile lies a story. So emotional, so painfully real, that few truly know the depth of his journey. At 69, the tragedy of Tom Hanks is beyond heartbreaking. From the outside, he appears to have it all: fame, fortune, and a career that defined generations. But beneath the lights lies a life marked by loss, loneliness, and silent struggles that even Hollywood couldn't hide. From the beginning, Tom's life was never easy. Born in Concord, California, in 1956, his childhood was a series of broken homes and endless moves. By the time he was 10, his parents had divorced, and he found himself living with his father, constantly changing schools, constantly starting over. The little boy who would one day make the world laugh and cry was once the kid who felt invisible. He grew up watching others find belonging, while he fought quietly to understand what family meant. But that pain fueled a dream to tell stories that could heal hearts like his. When Tom finally made his breakthrough with Splash, and later, Big, he became Hollywood's everyman, the guy everyone loved. Yet, success came with a cost. Fame brought pressure, scrutiny, and the pain of trying to be perfect in a world that thrives on flaws. Behind the cameras, he battled exhaustion and anxiety. While the world applauded, he sometimes faced the empty silence of hotel rooms and the fear of losing himself to the industry he loved. Then came the heartbreak of losing friends and co-stars who felt like family. The death of Peter Scolari, his bosom buddy's co-star, hit him hard. They had shared laughter, dreams, and the early days of struggle together. Tom said it felt like losing a brother. And when he lost his friend and director Nora Ephron, who brought him to life in Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail, he described it as losing a piece of his heart. But perhaps the most painful moments were private ones. Tom has spoken about his guilt over his first marriage ending. He was only 23 when he married actress Samantha Lewis, and though they had 2 beautiful children, the relationship fell apart under the weight of his career. Years later, Samantha died of cancer, leaving Tom with a pain few could understand. He called it a heartbreak you never truly heal from. His love story with Rita Wilson became his redemption, a partnership built on faith, love, and endurance. But even that journey faced its dark days. When Rita was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, Tom said it was the hardest role he ever had to play. The role of a husband watching the person he loves most battle for her life. He stood by her side through every test, every tear, every prayer. And though she survived, the experience changed him forever. Tom also faced his own health battles. In 2013, he revealed his struggle with type 2 diabetes. A condition, he said, was the result of years of neglecting his body during his career. "I was a total idiot about food and exercise," he admitted. Even while filming Cast Away, he pushed his body beyond its limits, losing so much weight that his doctors warned him it could be dangerous. Then, in 2020, the world stopped. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson became the first major celebrities to announce they had tested positive for COVID-19. The news sent shockwaves through the world. Fans feared the worst. Tom later described the experience as lonely and scary. He said there were nights when he wondered if they would make it out alive, but they did. And when he returned, he used his voice to bring hope to millions. Yet even now, Tom carries the quiet weight of time. He's spoken about aging in Hollywood, the roles drying up, the fear of being forgotten, the reality that every story must eventually end. He once said, "There comes a point when you realize you've lived more years than you have left, and you start to think about what really matters." Despite his achievements, 2 Academy Awards, dozens of iconic roles, and the love of millions, Tom's greatest legacy isn't fame. It's his humanity, the way he makes us feel seen, the way he reminds us that even our heroes have scars. He's lost friends, faced illness, endured heartbreak, and yet he continues to smile. That's what makes his story so powerful. It's a story of strength, love, and survival. It's proof that even the kindest souls carry hidden pain. And as Tom Hanks turns 69, the world still sees him as Hollywood's golden heart. But behind that heart lies a man who's lived through tragedies that would break most of us. So next time you watch him on screen, remember the laughter, the tears, the humanity. It all comes from a place of real, lived pain. Because the tragedy of Tom Hanks isn't just his story. It's a mirror of what it means to be human. He showed us that even in the face of loss, we can choose love. Even in the face of pain, we can choose hope. And that's why, at 69, Tom Hanks remains not just a legend, but a light that reminds the world. No matter how hard life gets, there's always a reason to keep going. As the story of Tom Hanks continues, the layers of his life grow even deeper, revealing a man who has faced pain with grace and carried his burdens with dignity. He often says that acting wasn't just his career, it was his therapy, his way of escaping the chaos that once surrounded his childhood. Yet as he looks back now, he admits that no amount of fame can erase the wounds of the past. The boy who once felt unseen still lives somewhere inside. The man who became America's most trusted actor. When you watch films like Forrest Gump, Philadelphia, or Saving Private Ryan, you're not just watching acting. You're watching Tom pour his heart, his fears, and his memories into every scene. Every tear he shed on screen often came from a real place of pain off screen. What many don't know is that while filming Philadelphia, the movie that earned him his first Oscar, Tom drew inspiration from watching friends die of AIDS. He said it was one of the hardest things he had ever witnessed. The role changed him forever, making him more compassionate and more determined to use his fame to speak for those who couldn't. But even as his career reached heights most actors could only dream of, the weight of expectation never left him. Hollywood can be a beautiful prison, and for Tom, it often was. He worked so hard to be perfect that he forgot to rest, forgot to breathe, forgot that he, too, was human. There were nights he'd lie awake, wondering if people loved him for who he truly was, or for the characters he played. He once admitted, in an interview, "Sometimes you wonder if you're still the same person you were before the applause started." That line, honest and painful, spoke volumes. His relationship with his children has also faced its share of challenges. While some of his kids chose to stay out of the spotlight, others struggled under the enormous shadow of their father's fame. His son, Chet Hanks, has been open about his troubled past, including struggles with addiction and anger. Tom said that, as a father, watching his son suffer was a kind of pain you can't act your way through. Yet through it all, he never gave up on his family. He continues to be a supportive father and a loving husband, standing firm even when the storms around him grow fierce. At 69, Tom is now a man of reflection. He's spoken about the fragility of time, the fear of losing more people he loves, and the reality that his life's story is entering its final chapters. Yet rather than run from it, he faces it with gratitude. He's often seen walking quietly with Rita, hand in hand, away from the cameras, enjoying simple things like watching the sunset or reading a book together. Those are the moments that define him now. Not the awards, not the fame, but the peace he's found in simplicity. Still, the tragedy of Tom Hanks is that, even as he inspires the world, he carries a private loneliness that few can understand. He has said that fame is both a blessing and a curse. It gives you everything you ever wanted, but takes away the ability to be ordinary. He can't go for a walk without being recognized, can't sit in a cafe without someone whispering his name. And so, he lives between two worlds, the one everyone sees and the quiet, one only he knows. He often finds solace in writing, producing, and telling stories that reflect the human spirit. In films like A Man Called Otto, he channels the realities of aging, loss, and finding purpose again. It's art imitating life, a window into his own thoughts about growing old and staying relevant in a fast-changing world. But despite the sorrows, Tom's heart remains full of hope. He believes in the goodness of people, in second chances, and in the power of love to heal even the deepest wounds. He once said, "No one gets through this life without scars. The trick is learning to live beautifully with them." That's the true essence of Tom Hanks, a man who's been broken but never defeated. The tragedy of his story isn't that he's suffered, it's that he's felt so much, loved so deeply, and yet still finds the strength to smile for the world. And as he nears 70, Tom's legacy is no longer just about his movies. It's about his humanity, his honesty, and his refusal to let the darkness define him. He's a reminder that even the brightest stars have shadows, and sometimes those shadows tell the most beautiful stories of all. Tom Hanks's journey at 69 is a testament to strength, love, and resilience. He's faced heartbreak, loss, and the weight of fame, yet still inspires millions with his grace and humanity. Every role he plays reflects the pain and wisdom he's earned through life's battles. His story reminds us that even our heroes carry scars, but still choose hope. If you've been moved by Tom Hanks's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold celebrity stories.